Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about the 10th and final episode of How to Become Ordinary. Although there has been confirmation, I believe, of a second season, so sometime I'll be back for the continuation of this show. But this episode will probably be around the same length as the other ones, because even though I don't have too much to say on the finale, I do have a lot to say on the series as a whole, or at least more than usual. So, I mean, really, this episode was just the second half of the last one, where we really explored Kobato and Osanai's relationship, and everything just falls apart. And I gotta say, it's a real bummer of a season finale, but not even because they go their separate ways, but because I think this series as a whole is very awkward in its storytelling. Unlike Hyoka, which was unconventional at times, but very easy to follow along with, and everything made sense, where this one, not so much. So first I'll get my thoughts out of the way for this episode, where the main things to take away is that Osanai, like I suspected, was not doing this out of any maliciousness or even indifference toward Kobato. She really did enjoy their time together, but she was so used to manipulating people that this was the first thing she jumped on, and unfortunately it kind of destroyed their relationship. But Kobato has a little bit to play in this too, in that he is so analytical. He doesn't think about the emotions that Osanai did enjoy everything, and he just sees the surface of her. So really, the biggest flaws of these two main characters come to a head, and they clash, and it results in a catastrophic explosion relationship-wise. And because they're so, I don't want to say stubborn, because that implies they're doing it on purpose, but they're so stubborn in their flaws that they completely overlook one another. Osanai is so used to manipulating people that she doesn't know how to ask for something sincerely. She doesn't even tell Kobato that she did enjoy everything that they did together. She waits for him to say it too, and for him to decline their separation, but he doesn't do that because he is too analytical. He thinks it makes sense, and he's so hurt by Osanai that he doesn't say anything more, and so they just go their separate ways very quietly. I did say it was like an explosion, but really it's like a quiet death. I don't want to say like a star, because that does explode, but like when something just collapses in on itself and poof, it's gone. No fanfare or anything whatsoever. And then the rest of the episode is the fallout, where we see them move on with different respective partners, which I don't think is going to end well at all. I mean, first for Kobato, I don't know if this girl was talked about before, because I think the boy that Osanai is going out with was the one from the newspaper club that was missing in that mystery, and he was mentioned by name, although I can't remember him. And he has a lot to do with the episode, kind of, where he's trying to investigate the whole scenario and who was, the kidnapped person and all that. But the girl that confesses to Kobato, or confesses, quote unquote, I don't know who she is or what her deal is, or if she's going to be important. I assume she will in the second season. But I mean, obviously, the story is going in the way where these two are going to get with different partners and then realize that actually Osanai or actually Kobato was the better partner, and so they're going to break up and get back together. At least that's what it seems like it's going toward. And really, if it doesn't go toward that, I'd be very surprised, because Kobato and Osanai are so, their personalities match so well with each other when they're not being obtuse, that I really can't see them with anyone else, especially not with these new characters. I mean, I don't know anything about the girl, but the guy is very much not the type of person who should be with Osanai, because he is super naive and easily manipulated, and Osanai needs someone to push back against the things that she does. Really, Osanai and Kobato were the best fit for each other, because they not only complemented each other's weaknesses, but they also pushed back against it too. And it's just unfortunate that things had to end this way. And I guess this brings me to the review of the series as a whole, where I really liked it most of the time. However, it does lack a lot. What it doesn't lack is the animation, and the art department, and the music department, and the voice acting department. The presentation is phenomenal. I guess if you went to nitpick, you could say could use some more motion in the animation, but that's literally it. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe sometimes the animation was a little too stylized, where they kept cutting to like these imaginary places to I guess flavor the scene with. But really, that's a small thing. Everything about the presentation was really good. The story and the characters is where it kind of falls apart. And I don't really want to keep comparing this show to Hyoka, but I wouldn't be if it didn't fall so far short. And it falls short in the character department, first and foremost. This show tries to be a mystery show like Hyuga, but it lacks all of the heart. And I say that because we don't get introduced to the heart of the characters until like the final mystery. And it's a big problem. We're led to be curious about what happened in middle school, and we never find out. We find out the emotional core, but we don't find out what exactly happened, which is a bit of an interesting premise. And it wouldn't matter if we got it sooner, because what we get at the end, when we really understand these two characters, is the only time and the first time we're understanding these two characters fully. Like, we've had good episodes like the one-offs where the characters interacted, Osanai and Kobato interacted, and it was really good. But we didn't get much more deep personality from them because they were too busy solving mysteries. Whereas in Hyuga, every single mystery was based off of the characters' actions. Each character drive the mystery and drive how they solved it and drive the way they solved it and the flow of the episode. This series seems to be more involved with the mystery aspect than it does the character aspect, and that's where this show falls completely flat. And the reason why is that Kobato is completely analytical and he is the main character. And you cannot have a main character who is completely analytical when you're trying to tell a character-based story. And How to Become Ordinary is trying to tell a character-based story because the whole climax of the series or the first season is the characters, is their emotions, not the mystery. There is no mystery at the end. It is just revelations. There was very few clues throughout this season to tie into this overarching Osanai manipulation mystery because we got so little with the characters because we spent way too much time on mysteries, but not even that. The mystery and the characters were almost completely separated. And this is where the problem comes in. Now, I don't know if it was the problem in the light novels. Maybe the light novels for this are as good as the light novels for Hyuga, and it's purely an adaptation problem, but I'm judging both adaptations because I haven't read the light novels. And the Hyuga anime is far and above, leagues beyond How to Become Ordinary, even though they have a lot in common and they're by the same author. I guess to use a little bit of an example or an analogy, so to speak, I'll compare the mystery of this series, maybe even the first one, with the first mystery of Hyuga. The first mystery of Hyuga is the locked room mystery. It's nothing fantastic. It's super simple. But why is the mystery started? Because Chitanda wants to know. She is curious. She starts everything. The mystery is started by a character. No one cares about it. I mean, they're curious, but no one cares to solve it until Chitanda makes them solve it. She's the one who becomes super curious. And then in turn, what's his name, the main character in Hyuga? I don't know why I'm forgetting it off the top of my head, but the main character of Hyuga, she drives him to solve the mystery because he wants to solve her curiosity. No one in Hyuga ever wants to solve the mystery except for, what's his name? The encyclopedia guy, the database guy. But even he doesn't want to solve the mystery for the mystery's sake. He wants to solve the mystery to prove that he's good at something because he's worried about being compared to his friend. All of it is character-driven. The mystery is like let's say, for example, bring up randomly One Piece. The fights in One Piece are character-driven and story-driven. The fights themselves are whatever as fights, but because they're so tied in to the characters and the story, they are phenomenal. Same thing with Hyuga. Because the mysteries are so intertwined with the characters and the story, they are fantastic. I mean, the main mystery of Hyuga itself, the first big mystery, is great because it is all character-driven. And then it comes to a head in the cultural festival mystery where everything is tied together and we really start to explore these characters. But we have been exploring these characters so far because the characters have been driving the plot. The characters do not drive the plot in How to Become Ordinary. Kobato wants to solve the mystery because he feels like solving the mystery. Osanai is just tagging along most of the time, except for when she wants Kobato to solve the mystery. But we don't know why. It just feels like she's going with the flow. It's not till this very final mystery where we get something even similar to Hyuga, and it's a little bit too late. That being said, now that we've finally gotten over this hump, I am looking forward to what happens in Season 2, and hopefully we get a lot more character stuff, even if this was a very awkward first season. That's really all to say for this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next season of How to Become Ordinary. Bye!